like you just sir link alone sir check
from link.
check from link click
No, here me. Yeah, no, it is fine, sir.
fine
No, sir. I think this side is cut.
you just check sir
Little bit more, sir.
now sir
Little bit more. Little bit more. 1 minute.
now sir center
Yes. I think this side is cut. No, then this side will get cut.
now it's perfect
Roshan. Yeah. No, it is perfect. Perfect.
actually only one thing we go for the lighting
So
that
what
time
we
is
will do,
just
sir? We will do now. What we will do? We'll remove this chair. Correct? No. Only you sit here. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, participants will come and sit. We'll remove.
So you just want me to record
only those things then you place it here
okay, from here I should record. Okay.
गॉन्ग मारेंगे 3 times, then they go easy. आप यहाँ पे बैठ जाओ सर. आप यहाँ पे बैठ करके.
Okay.
Correct. Then Roshan, this is not required. This table is not required.
So you, from here itself, or I want me to?
no here also you can see here you can
Okay.
okay
Sure.
up down
Okay, then this is better. Then where I have to place like this, little upstairs. Huh?
just make sure it should be on frame
This one. Take it.
and while giving the speech it should be to the speech
Sure, sir. What time it start? What time it start?
another 10 minutes
10 minutes.
9 it was
9. From
from your mobile, later you transfer. You just you make it random, some 20 clips.
Fine.
You want for this reference?
No, I don't want. No,
See some delay.
this job is to this job is to just
No,
lamp
yeah,
light.
after that, with speech, you just focus.
No, because I'll be recording this, no?
No, you just place, then you go for it.
Fine. Still people had to come? Still people had to come? Or?
No. 40 people.
From India, Bhima, Purnima University.
Then you are also from.
Okay.
What's your name?
When you call, you can
Spell R
Okay.
R
A.
A
Yeah.
D
You're recording live. A.
A
No. A.
I.
Yeah, I.
Okay, I
Yeah.
T Y
Yeah.
T Y.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Say your next name is Raditya. It's
Aditya.
Yeah.
word from Indian name. We will starting until 9 o'clock. We will start. And I need a matchbox and candle. So it's being no light. Candle, light. The light is the light is the candle maybe? Yeah, long candle, right. Gita ma'am walk in.
You can keep near to you. You can.
Okay, like this is better. This is better.
Then you focus, but focus should be proper.
Understood.
Here, full focus should be. Did you check for any universities? Bali? Yeah, it's right.
No, we'll check.
Now it's perfect. Can we increase the brightness? When program starts, increase the brightness. This one.
Okay. But that has any effect here?
I'll just show you. Right.
Oh, you increase your brightness?
So now you increase. We'll check.
I don't think so. No. That doesn't have any effect. No, it doesn't have any. Is it muted?
Oh, it's
This is mute. This is
no, no,
mute.
no, no. It was time delay was there. No?
Okay, 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 okay.
Sound check.
So we don't have.
ಚಿನ್ನ ಅಭಿನವ್ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕಿತ್ತು.
Yeah, I have.
Yes. From there you need to on that place.
Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to one and all to the first international conference on computational intelligence and data communication, ICCIDC 2025. It's truly a proud moment for all of us to gather here at the Holiday Inn Resort, Varuna, Bali, Indonesia, for this international event being held in hybrid mode, connecting minds across borders. Ladies and gentlemen, to mark the auspicious beginning of the international conference, ICCIDC 2025, we now move to a moment of great significance, the lighting of the lamp ceremony. Yes, light is the universal symbol of knowledge, wisdom, and positivity. Let's invoke the spirit of enlightenment and the triumph of knowledge over ignorance. May I now request our esteemed dignitaries to come forward and light the ceremonial lamp. The esteemed dignitaries, I invite our Dr. M. Tanveer, Chief Guest and Editorial Chair, ICCIDC 2025, Professor, Indian Institute of Technology, Indore. Can we have a round of applause? I welcome Professor Srinivas N., President, ICCIDC 2025, Principal, Bangalore Integrated Management Academy, Bangalore. I invite Dr. Tanveer Ali, Editorial Chair, ICCIDC 2025, Additional Professor, Manipal Institute of Technology, Manipal, India. I also request Dr. Rajesh Kumar Tiwari, Guest of Honor, ICCIDC 2025, Professor and Principal, RVS College of Engineering and Technology, Jamshedpur, India. Also, along with that, we have Dr. Ram Kumar Solanki. He's a Guest of Honor, ICCIDC 2025, Associate Professor, MIT School of Computing, MIT Art Design and Technology, University, Pune, India. And lastly, Dr. Prabhat Dikshit, ma'am, Guest of Honor, ICCIDC 2025, Assistant Professor, Manipal University, Jaipur, India. Let's proceed now for the light and ceremony. Can we have a round of applause from the audience? We would request one or two participants to please join us for the lighting of lamp ceremony. Please. We request the participants as well. Can we have a round of applause? Yes. I request our dignitaries and participants to please stand for a group photograph. Yes. Yeah. We will have a group photograph. We are lab here. So since we are in Indonesia, I request, right?
Oh, one second.
Okay.
One second.
We I request
Give me here.
British
Abhinav.
also to be a part of this joint photograph session. Right.
Yes.
Let's start this function with an Indonesian gong. Can we have the gong, please?
Yes.
Can we have the gong, please? Yes. 1, 2, 3. Let's go for it. Right. So I kindly request our esteemed dignitaries to take their seats on the dais. Dr. N. Tanveer, Professor Srinivas N. and Dr. Tanveer Ali to my left. And to my right, we have our district honors, Dr. Rajkumar Tiwari sir, Dr. Ramkumar Solanki sir, and Dr. Prabhat Dikshit, the district occupied to the right. So we are truly honored to have all of you with us today. To honor their presence, we will now like to present each of them with a welcome card, symbolizing our gratitude, prosperity, and heartfelt appreciation. Right, we have a round of applause, right? Yes. That's our welcome board by Indonesian Bali Holiday Inn Resort. Thank you so much. Right. So let us seek the divine blessings and positive energy of the Almighty for the success of ICCIDC 25. May I now invite Dr. Prabhat Dikshit to render the invocation song.
Now moving to the side, sir. So
Thank you, ma'am. That was truly divine and soul-touching. Thank you. Well, it gives me immense pleasure to share that the Department of Computer Applications, Bangalore Integrated Management Academy, IMA Bangalore, India, in association with PNB, Polytechnic Negeri Bali, Indonesia, ITB, Indonesia, Purnima University, Jaipur, ICCIDC, ICCI University, Jaipur, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Bombay University, Kolkata, BPM Maharishi Parashuram College of Engineering, Maharashtra, is hosting the first international conference on computational intelligence and data communication, ICCIDC 2025 at Holiday Inn Resort, Baruna, Indonesia, in hybrid mode. This two-day conference serves as a vibrant platform for academicians, researchers, industry professionals, and students to come together, exchange ideas, and share insights in the field of computational intelligence and data communication. It aims to encourage collaboration, inspire innovation, and strengthen academic partnerships across institutions and nations. We are delighted to welcome participants from various parts of the world, making ICCIDC 2025 a truly global event. The conference reflects our collective commitment to advancing knowledge, fostering research culture, and responding to the rapid technological changes shaping today's digital world. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to all our partner institutions, delegates, keynote speakers, and participants for their valuable presence and contributions. May ICCIDC 2025 be an enriching and memorable experience for everyone involved. Now that we had a brief overview of ICCIDC 2025, it's time to understand the conference in great depth. To share more about the technical aspects, review process, and highlights of this year's session, I would now like to invite Dr. Tanveer Ali, Editorial Chair, ICCIDC 2025 from Maypal Institute of Technology, to enlighten us with more details about the conference.
So, the Technical Program Committee of ICCDC 2025 played a crucial role in upholding the conference academic integrity and quality. This year, ICCDC received more than 650 papers from researchers across the globe, reflecting the growing interest and recognition of this conference in the field of computational intelligence and data communication. Out of these submissions, over 200 papers were rejected due to non-compliance with submission guidelines or scope. After rigorous peer review process, 176 papers were accepted for presentation and publication, resulting in a high competitive acceptance rate of 26%. Each paper underwent a minimum of 2 independent reviews, ensuring fairness and technical depth in the evaluation. Remarkably, the majority of the papers received 4 detailed reviews, and in some cases, 6 to 8 expert reviews were conducted to ensure the highest standard of quality and credibility. The conference organizing team sincerely appreciates the dedicated efforts of all TPC members and reviewers for their time, expertise, and commitment in shaping ICCIDC 2025 into a truly world-class academic event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanveer, for that insightful overview. Next, we are honored to hear from the driving force behind this conference. We now request Professor Srinivas N., President ICCIDC 2025 and Principal, Bangalore Integrated Management Academy, Bangalore, to share his thoughts and words of encouragement. Over to you, sir.
Dignitaries on the dais, research scholars, and industry experts, good morning, one and all. I am truly honored to stand before you today representing Bangalore Integrated Management Academy at the first International Conference on Computational Intelligence and Data Communication, ICCIDC 2025. This is a proud moment for all of us, seeing experts, scholars, and innovators from different parts of the world to sharing their knowledge and ideas. At BIMA, we believe education is not just about learning facts, It's about creating new ideas, solving real-world problems, and building global connections. This conference reflects that belief by bringing together top minds in artificial intelligence, data communications, blockchain, and ethical AI. We are encouraging meaningful conversation that shape the future of technology and society. Technology is growing faster than ever, and events like this help us to go ahead. Here, we are not just presenting research papers, we are exchanging ideas that can improve industry, guide policy makers, and even make people's lives better. I want to sincerely thank all of our partners, reviewers, and participants who worked tirelessly to make this conference a grand success. Your dedication has turned this vision into reality. Let us take this opportunity not just to listen, but to learn, to connect, and to collaborate. Together, we can bridge knowledge with action, innovation with responsibility, and technology with human values. Once again, I thank Dr. Tanvir and Dr. Roshan making this event a grand success. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Professor Srinivas, for your inspiring words and vision. We are privileged to have with us an eminent academician and leader. May I now request Dr. Rajesh Kumar Tiwari, Guest of Honor, ICCIDC 2025, and Professor and Principal, RBS College of Engineering and Technology, Jamshedpur, India, to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I start one Sanskrit sloka for this conference. Astome Jyotirgaya, Sadmena Jyotirgaya. The meaning is, we must think about the fact that darkness is there in our world, and we move from darkness to light. This is the need of the time, this is the need of the actual world. Now, coming to this conference, it is a great pleasure for me to be here as a guest of honor in this conference. Conferences are always very helpful for the research scholar and academician to share the knowledge. I can share my own view. I was pursuing my PhD from BITS Ranchi in 2006. Conferences were very rare to be happening in our country. But now, we all are very fortunate enough that conferences like this, it is happening in Bali and other places of the world. So it is a great platform for all research scholars. I wish you all for the great success for future endeavor. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Rajesh Kumar Tiwari, for your valuable message and gracious presence. We now invite Dr. Ram Kumar Solanki ji, Guest of Honor, ICCIDC 2025, Associate Professor, MIT School of Computing, MIT Art Design and Technology University, Pune, India, to share a few words with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Very good morning, everyone present here. Respected Chief Guest, Advocate Chair, Dr. Tanvir, respected Professor Srinivas and President of ICCIDC 2025, respected Dr. Tanvir Ali, and my distinguished fellow guest of honor, Dr. Rajesh Kumar Tiwari, and Dr. Prabhat Dixit. Esteemed delegates, faculty members, industry experts, researchers from across the world. It gives me immense pleasure and a deep sense of pride to be part of this historic occasion, the first international conference on computational intelligence and data communication being held here in Holiday Inn Resort, Baruna, Bali, Indonesia, in hybrid mode. Organized by the Department of Computer Application, Bangalore Integrated Management Academy. in association with Polytechnic Negeri Bali, Institute IDB Bali, Indonesia, alongside Purnima University, Jaipur, ICFA University Jaipur, Ranwar University Kolkata, and Mahir's Parishram College of Engineering, Maharashtra. This conference stands as a beacon of international collaboration and multidisciplinary innovation. Such a powerful alliance of institutions from India and Indonesia perfectly reflects the spirit of academic diplomacy, where partnerships are not merely about research exchange, but about building intellectual bridges across culture and borders. As to all young innovators and scholars participating here, remember that curiosity is your most powerful tool and collaboration is your greatest asset. So do not fear for challenge. They are simply invitation to think deeper and dream bigger. When your research resonates with the real world problems from agriculture to healthcare, from data security to environmental sustainability, you are not just coding a solution, you are shaping the futures. Before I conclude, I wish to express my heartfelt appreciation to the organizing committee, the partner universities, and every individual whose hard work has made ICCIDC 2025 in reality. So finally, the future belongs not to those who predict it, but to those who design it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Solanki for those thoughtful and motivating words. It's now my pleasure to invite Dr. Prabhat Dixit, Guest of Honor, ICCIDC 2025, Assistant Professor, Manipal University, Jaipur, to share a few words. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Goshen sir. I'm from humanity background. Basically, I'm from journalism department, and you can see, being the faculty from journalism department, and I'm here as a program chair, a program related to engineering, related to computer science. Okay, so that's, you can see. If we collab with different departments, if you collab with or go with the multidisciplinary things, we can do good things in our professional lives. So these type of programs, these type of conferences and seminars are very useful nowadays, because multidisciplinary, interdisciplinaries are in trend, and it's very important. So this is the word I really want to share with you all. And once again, Tanvi sir, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be here with you all. So once again, thank you so much. And together we can perform very well in our professional and personal lives too. So that's my note. That's my note from my side. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Deekshit, for your kind and inspiring words. We now move to a special moment, the official release of proceedings of ICCIDC 2025. May I request all our dignitaries on the stage to kindly do the honors. I request you to please come to the center. Well guys, can we have a round of applause? This is the official release of proceedings ICC ICCIDC 2025. Can we have a round of applause, please? Yes. This is the official release of the proceedings of ICCIDC 2025. Right. Thank you very much to all the delegates. You may take your seats. Now it's time to hear from our chief guest, a distinguished academician and a guiding inspiration to many, Dr. M. Tanveer, Professor, Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Indore, and a chief guest and editorial chair of ICCIDC 2025. We request you, sir, to share your presidential remarks and enlighten us with your insights. Over to you, sir.
So, very good morning, everyone. Our distinguished guests on the dais, keynote speakers, researchers, and my dear friends. It's truly a great honor to be here as the chief guest of the event, and I'm really super excited to be here, especially when I was invited by Professor Tanveer and Professor Roshan that this event is going to be happening in Bali. So that really excited me a lot. So I welcome you all to this ICCIDC 2025 here in the beautiful city of Bali. So this conference marks an important step in bringing together the brightest minds from academia, industry, research to discuss the latest development and challenges in the rapidly growing domain, especially AI, machine learning, deep learning, computational intelligence, and data communication. As we all know that these, especially if you're talking about the title of the conference on computational intelligence and communication, so these two fields are essentially not shaping technology, but they are shaping the very fabric of our modern society. So from artificial intelligence and machine learning to data mining, signal processing, and secure communication network, the theme of ICCIDC 2025 reflect the interconnected world we live in. The fusion of intelligent computation and reliable communication has become the driving force behind innovations such as smart healthcare, autonomous system, like sustainable energy management, and next generation digital infrastructure. So I'm sure that we are going to cover on all these topics in the next 2 days, means today and tomorrow. So in these 2 days, we will witness an exciting exchange of ideas through the keynote or invited speaker through these different kind of talks and technical sessions. So I'm sure that these talks and technical sessions will inspire new collaborations in future directions. I encourage each of you to take this opportunity not only to share your work, but to connect, question, and explore new perspectives. So this is really a great platform to interact, to collaborate each other. As an inaugural edition of this conference, ICCIDC 2025, it sets the foundation for a long journey ahead. One where collective intelligence and shared vision will continue to advance the frontier of science and technology. Let us use this platform to inspire, innovate, and impact. So essentially building a community that drive progress for a smarter and more connecting world. So thank you so much for all being here, and I wish ICCIDC a great success. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanveerji, for your words of wisdom and encouragement. Well, now we move to the most awaited part of our conference, our keynote sessions. We have eminent speakers who will be sharing their expertise and perspective on cutting-edge topics. So I request our delegates to kindly occupy them. Right. Before that, I call upon Dr. Prabhadev Shriman to render the vote of thanks.
Once again, good morning everyone. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for making this international event a grand success. We are grateful to our chief guest, Dr. M. Tanveer sir, Professor Srinivas and Dr. Tanveer Ali, Dr. Rajesh Kumar Tiwari and Dr. Ram Kumar Solanki ji for gracing the occasion with their presence. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights, expertise, and time with us. Your contributions have enriched the event and made it memorable. We appreciate the efforts of our organizing the meeting, volunteers, and participants for their tireless work and enthusiasm. So once again, thank you all for being part of ICCIDC.
Well, thank you, Prabhadev Shriman. Now, once again, we now move to the most awaited part of the conference, our keynote sessions. We have eminent speakers who will be sharing their expertise and perspective on cutting-edge topics. So let's begin with our first keynote address by our own Dr. M. Tanveer sir from IIT Indore, followed by our next keynote by Dr. Nitish Kumar sir from IIT Roorkee, India. So I request our delegates to kindly occupy the seats. first keynote, Dr. M. Tanveer sir from Indore.
Good morning, everyone. So, first of all, I would like to thank Professor Tanveer and Professor Roshan for inviting me to this great event today. It's truly an honor, means to especially to thank both of them for giving me a chance to speak in this conference. So, as I mentioned in my speech, that we are going to focus this computational intelligence, especially for the healthcare domain, one of the domain. So I plan to focus especially for the healthcare domain. So I hope that you will enjoy this talk. So I plan to discuss very basic that we are doing from the last around 9 years, especially to work on Alzheimer. So as the title is mentioning, advancing Alzheimer diagnosis, the role of shallow and deep learning algorithm. So I'll start with the just foundations of Alzheimer. What exactly is Alzheimer and how it grows, and what are our contributions essentially for the diagnosis of Alzheimer disease. So let me start with this. What is Alzheimer disease? Alzheimer disease is one of the neurological disorder disease that usually happen when the age of the person is beyond 65. So it came to know in 1906 by the German doctor Alois Alzheimer. He was the first to diagnose. So if you look at the dementia cases, so 60 to 80% cases are essentially Alzheimer. And what happens, especially in Alzheimer, that neuron die, and means when the neuron is dying, so I mean there are so many issues are coming. So one of them means the communication is a breakdown, and another is that the brain shrink. So I'll show that also, that how I think this is stop working. So as I mentioned that this disease is mostly common, especially for the people having age 65 or more. So and the cell damage, and in a critical stage the person died. So according to the report 2018, so around 50 million people affected by this disease in 2018, and it can go 3 times in the next few years by 2050. So early detection is the only way to solve the problem. There is no things, this disease cannot go reverse. So, and this is one of the deadly disease. So we need to work out. I think please look at it. Okay. So please look at a few symptoms of Alzheimer. I mean, especially if I say more generic, so these are the common symptoms, what we see in Alzheimer, or like challenges in planning or solving problems, confusing day from night, inappropriate use of words, mood changes, memory loss, gradual loss of ability to perform normal tasks, loss of reason and coordination, and inability to recognize and use familiar objects. So these are some of the symptoms, and we see the common symptoms in Alzheimer patients. So if one can see more than 50% kind of symptoms, then it is advisable to meet the clinical person and see if there are some neurological problems. So I mean, these are the symptoms, but these are not the final symptoms. I mean, for example, like as I mentioned, that a person will forget the things. So there could be one reason because of Alzheimer. there could be a number of reasons for that. So I mean, as we need to if we look at the common issues, common symptoms, it's better to be the clinical people and see. So this is just an example of a healthy brain with Alzheimer's brain. As I was mentioning in my first slide, that the brain shrink. So you can see that the healthy brain is a normal brain, but for the Alzheimer one is the brain is shrink. So at the same time, we also see the cells. So there are millions or billions, trillions cells in the human brain. So one can see that for the Alzheimer, that the cells is shrink and most of the time they die. So now the question is that how to diagnose Alzheimer's disease. I mean, it's when we came to know that there are some issues. So then certain tests are there, like neurophysiological assessment tests, like CDR, ADAS-Cog, and MMSE. These are the common tests, and the popular neuroimaging modalities that we can say the really great thing, especially in the medical. We have MRI and PET scans, and the blood test also, genetic data is free. So, and the last one that AD is only diagnosed with complete certainty after death using autopsy. So, I mean, as we came to know about Alzheimer before the death, but the 100% we came to know exact information after the death. So, this is what we see in the literature. So, now let me start, as I mentioned, that the popular technology, medical science, like especially MRI, as I mentioned, that this is one of the best modern tool for examining the pathophysiology of mental illness in the living brain. And this is one of the most significant milestone achieved in medical imaging. So I mean, as we are able to diagnose so many things using MRI, and AD leads to what happens, structural changes in the cerebral cortex region of the brain, and MRI can visualize changes in characteristic locations, which can yield diagnostic accuracy. And MRI can represent essentially when we take the MRI image, so we can see the structural changes from healthy MRI. So I mean MRI from a healthy person which doesn't have Alzheimer. So we usually call cognitive normal to the Alzheimer patients with transition state, like we have mild cognitive impairment or even MCI or early MCI or late MCI, what we see. So MRI and PET, essentially we usually say non-invasive modalities, but sometimes the PET we say invasive because we need to inject some in the blood. So this, sometimes we say this is invasive modalities. So now, what is the importance of early diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease? So I mean, as I mentioned, that Alzheimer's disease cannot go reverse. I mean, this is one of the deadly disease. So if we came to know at the age of 65 and state is advanced, so there is no way to go back. So I mean, the person will be in the difficult stage and later on it will die. So the only option is the early diagnosis. So I mean, this is we can. If we came to know at the early stage, for example, the disease is started at the age of 40 or 45. If we came to know at the early stage, so I mean, as the progression is slow. I mean, as the age is going to be 60, so it can go up to 70 or 80 years old, like that. I mean, it can slow the progression of the disease. It is very tough to predict AD as there is no defined set of symptoms. I mentioned some common symptoms of the Alzheimer, but as such, no specific or final or fixed defined set of symptoms of the Alzheimer. The severity of AD is essentially equal to the death of the person So the only option is early diagnosis. And brain aging is another challenge to differentiate. So we'll discuss that. And there is a person having age 60, but the brain was like 80-year-old, right? So brain aging is also another direction, and especially in the healthcare domain, especially for AI for healthcare. So now, what happens, like we discussed PET and MRI. So neuroimaging techniques, MRI or PET, they are crucial in the timely detection. I mean, as I mentioned, these are really the best way and the best technology in the medical imaging. So they are crucial in timely detection, diagnostic assessment, and therapeutic intervention of Alzheimer's disease. And neuroimage analysis traditionally involve human experts, such as radiologists and clinical people. So the reason is, the clinical people are just doing that, they are doing really excellent work, but due to large volume of neuroimages, MRI or PET scans, so due to that, the process is time consuming and human biases are there. Means, suppose doctor is looking at MRI or PET, so he just says something, but those information may not always accurate. So, therefore now, from the last, I think, several years, around 1 decade, doctors and researchers, they are coming forward and just using or developing ensemble or ensemble deep learning techniques to automatically discover important features. So, is to interpret these neuroimages to improve the efficiency. Means looking at MRI, so I'm using those advanced AI algorithm, we can give even advanced information. So we can give even better efficiency, better accuracy about this MRI. So, as from the last around 1 decade, deep learning has become a preferred tool for neuroimage analysis to detect Alzheimer's disease in a timely manner. So now, how our research impact the society? So some of the contribution what we have done in the last few years, like early detection and intervention. Our research facilitated early detection of Alzheimer's. Our detection is also one of the contribution which is crucial for timely intervention and enhancing healthcare accessibilities. Is developing an efficient and a particular algorithm for the Alzheimer's detections that also contribute essentially to make diagnostic tool more accessible, that will help essentially timely medical attention and that can support especially the affected people. So, and by using or by developing advanced machine learning algorithm, we contribute to deeper understanding of Alzheimer's advances, both clinical perspective and broader neurogenerative research. So this is our recent work that we did, especially for ensemble deep learning for Alzheimer's disease characterization and estimation, risk population, nature, mental health. So what we have done, so essentially, as I was mentioning, advanced deep learning algorithm and Alzheimer's disease. So what we did that we just did a conference between Alzheimer's disease and ensemble deep learning, and we explained the fundamental of this disease, and we just used some like biomarkers such as MRI, PET scan, functional MRI, and we examined how these multiple neuroimaging modalities have been modeled via ensemble deep learning to improve the performance, to improve the predictions of the Alzheimer's disease. So the main goal of this characterization is to establish a guide for the young researcher to work, especially in the rapidly growing domain, ensemble deep learning or deep learning for Alzheimer's disease. So our aim is to especially for the young people, for the young researchers, to come forward and work in this direction for the detection of Alzheimer's disease is directly help the society, so that we also have given several research avenues for the future advancement in this area. So we can see we had discussed different kind of ensemble technique for the deep learning. So this is like homogeneous and heterogeneous ensemble techniques. And homogeneous, we know that we are going to take the same baseline models, like we see the base model M and M, and then we are just considering different kind of bootstrapping, boosting, feature sampling, and randomization. And base classifier is also same, and then we just take decision models. And especially for the heterogeneous, we are considering different models and different base classifier, and then we take the decision. Now, so these are the possible future directions, especially ensemble deep learning for Alzheimer's disease. So as I mentioned that means a lot of future avenues are there. So one of the important directions, like I can say the model explainability. So what happens when you go to the doctors as a scientist and they say that we have developed some algorithm and our algorithm is performing very well and giving 90% or 95% accuracy. So then doctor will say, oh, that's great. Your algorithm works very well. Show me. So if they are showing like any deep learning algorithm, that this algorithm is showing this kind of this accuracy. So then the doctor will not accept until he knows each and every step. So what we see, especially in the deep learning models, is a kind of black box. I mean, what it does is it does simply the feature engineering. We're just giving the input of MRI images, so it will give as an output some important features. Then you go further for classification or the predictions. So first, when you go to the doctor need to know that when you are giving input and how these features are coming up. So if you don't know that how these important features are coming, then you are going to die the patients. Means the patients will die. In some cases, there are some issues. So that is more crucial, especially for the doctors, that need to understand essentially each and every part, how from input to output is coming. So I mean, we need to develop an algorithm which is fully explainable. Okay? So this one is very important, that insight into the features and patterns that the models are using to make the predictions. And developing new models, I mean, especially can improve the performance of the baseline model, whatever has been developed by the researchers, and region of interest based. I mean, is, for example, if we are looking at the brain and we want to see and detect the Alzheimer, if we are just considering the whole brain, then the problem will come. So we need to work especially with a specific region of the brain where is the problem. Then better predictions can come out rather than considering the whole brain, consider the specific region of the brain. And since in the medical science we have limited data, so if we can combine the diverse data and we just do the multi-model data analysis and then use some algorithm, then this will give a better efficiency. This is what literature says. And if we are able to develop an algorithm which is less computationally expensive, this is also another direction to see. Please go. So now I'd like to discuss another this is also not very old. We have written deep learning, especially for the diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease, a review. So I mean, we just start with a very basic introduction and clinical finding of new image modalities for Alzheimer's disease, and we also discuss whatever available data, especially for the Alzheimer's disease. And we also discuss several deep learning algorithms that has been used for the diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. discuss the advantages, limitations in this direction. So, I mean, this is what we have used the pipeline, that we just start with the MRI scan, then we just do the pre-processing, and then we just artificial brain test validation, and then based on that, we just take a decision whether it is AD or healthy or NCI. So this is available especially in microbrain transcriptions as DCTs. Now, this is also another very important direction, significant memory concern. So this can represent at the earliest symptomatic stage of Alzheimer's disease. So I mean, as what happens, is the memory decline and our cognitive ability is not performed very well. So I mean, this is usually, I mean, we don't know that we have this SMC, but our close people tell you. So I mean, this is typically reported by individual or recognized by the closest. So I mean, this is also another very important direction, and very limited work has been done in this area. So I mean, we just use this pipeline, this diagram that we have data pre-processing. We just use SMRI, structural MRI scan from 89 database, which is publicly available. Then use the segmentation, include ROI, and then feature extraction. And we use both kind of classifier, hyperplane based and randomized neural network based. Hyperplane based, we are just using like SVM or other ELM and all. And especially for randomization, yes, means for the randomization of the ELM is there, RBFL, ALS, those stuff. And we just finally classify whether it is healthy or unhealthy. This is also another very interesting domain, brain age estimation. As I was mentioning, that the brain age difference, a person having age 40, the brain was like 60-year-old person. So, I mean, when we start this work in 2022, published in 2023, so only 29 papers were there in the literature. So now, after this, we can see a lot of attraction. People are working on that. So we categorize the brain age estimation model based on deep learning architecture, and we classify different deep learning architecture based on slice values, voxel values, and we also examine different modality, different size of data, and we see different kind of data set we have used, whatever available in the literature. And then several directions, whatever advantage and disadvantage we have. So essentially, this is just the framework that we have been used. So our focus was the deep learning, and our target was the brain age estimation. So this is, and we just use especially for the neurological disorder, especially brain estimation. And these are the possible directions that we have done, especially in this work. Like this is one of the very important explainability deep learning for brain investigation. If you are working especially in the healthcare domain, our model should be fully explainable. Otherwise, medical people will not accept. And adversarial perturbation and discrete investigation is also another direction. And integration of multimodal data. This is due to very limited database available in the literature. So we need to combine all available data and make it bigger, and then use those deep learning algorithms. And now significant brain region also important direction, since rather than working with a whole brain, so we need to just go with a specific brain region. So that we do even better predictions. So these are a few recent contributions, especially in this direction. I think we can move on to the last one. Is one of the most popular. This is Ensemble Deep Learning Review. I think it has more than 2,200 citations of this paper, and it is the most cited paper of that journal. So since day one. So now please look at it. So this is really nice work. Thank you so much for listening to my talk. So I'm happy to take any questions now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yusuf. Now, the platform is open for Q&A. Anyone, any queries?
Yeah, please.
Sir, as you said that during this study, most data are publicly available, right? But in case if you don't get public data which is related to health sector and the patient's information, so how can we do such type of studies? Like the medical related data is not there. It's very difficult to find it. But if you really want to do such type of research or
So
study,
you need the
how can we collect that?
copy or just copy
Yes,
or
that's
it's
a very interesting question. We discussed a lot about it. So what happens, we are using this, we are developing advanced AI algorithm, and we are using like Australian data, US data, Japanese data, which are publicly available. We are not using Indian data. Why we are not using Indian data? We are developing advanced algorithm, and we are helping essentially the Australian, Japanese, and US society, but not Indian society. We are working in the Indian institutions, but we are not helping our Indian society. What is the problem? So the major issue is that we are not connected. Means we have several MOUs with different aims, and we are seeing new hands and so many brain institutions are there where we can collaborate and we can get the data and we can work. So we also have those MOUs with AIMS Bhopal, AIMS Delhi and all, and local medical hospitals. And no one say we will not share the data. They say yes, we will share the data, let's work together. When the time comes for sharing the data, they say, oh, this problem and that problem. So this is one of the major issues, and really it's a bigger issue. I discussed in a bigger platform, like I was there in the INSA, in the INSA fellow in the annual meeting. So, there are several top-notch AIMS professors were there. So, because those are going there, so they are really a big people in those meetings. So, someone started with this topic. About the 8 million data. So then it started and continued for half an hour, then it was stopped by the president. Please stop this because there is no solution at the moment. And we need to do that all stakeholders, government, sit together, resolve some issue. Only then it can be done, but it should be minimum 7 days workshop. And with all stakeholders, all government should be here. So this is a bigger problem. If we want to help the society, Indian society, doctors should come forward and really don't say just say yes, we will do. All I think doctors want to do, but it does not mean that they don't want to work. All want to work, but there are some policy issues. I don't know doctors, if there are doctors here, they will tell better. So there are really serious issues. We are trying to get it, but so far really not successful. Yes.
Firstly, very great contributions for the panel. And most of us are in the age where we are like taking care of our parents, and this particular topic is very close to my heart. Like we have aging parents, and which is most concerning is along the health issues. These are the Alzheimer's and all other issues. We don't recognize in parents, but when it comes to a point where it is like this is detected, it will be more concerned. So it is very close to my heart. And I just wanted a query on this side. I'm just curious to know about brain age detection. Is it purely based on MRI
especially when we are talking about Alzheimer's and we are saying that it is very close to everyone's hearts, means all have parents aging. So, but when the age is going 60 or 65, so when we see that there are some disorder we see, and they are working, they are talking like a child. So we see that this is due to age, right? We don't consider that this is really a problem, and we should be really careful and show that a specific clinical doctor. So I mean, it's not we ignore it, and this is okay going on due to age, because we see the same thing in our neighborhood. Okay, this is the same thing that we see for that person, that person, that person. But we need to be really, really careful, especially for the brain age. So, I mean, is what we see that we need to go with the first MRI, right? And we need to go with the MRI with the whole brain, and there are some kind of issues, right, in the brain. So, and this is one of the indicator that brain age, right? So, I mean, it's your age is written like 30, and when we want to calculate using that, those analysis, and if there are significant gap, I mean, as for example, 40 or 45, 15-year gap in the brain age, so then this is really a serious problem. Then we need to do immediately with the help of the particular doctor, and then, I mean, no option but to go and meet the specific doctors with at least do the progression. So if we are stop at that stage, at least slow the progression of the disease, then life cycle will be more smooth than it is. Okay, next please.
I have two questions.
Now please.
First one on Alzheimer's. So how did you decide the hospital model? How did you decide the hospital model, and what was the pipeline? Was it a trial and error, or you had a particular model in your mind?
I don't understand your question. Why I understand, but because if we are suppose if we are talking about deep learning or deep learning, so I mean this is a traditional. I mean deep learning means there are a number of advanced deep learning algorithms, right? And when you are talking about assembling of all those advanced algorithms, and you are making something, right? So we know that from the literature perspective, if you are working assembling of those deep learning algorithms, so the performance is going to improve. This is the natural way to do it, right? So I mean, as we are, I was mentioning essentially for for deep learning. So it does not mean this is the one that published that has been done in 2014, right? So here we are, if you go even deeper in our work, so you will realize that those deep learning algorithms as a new one, those are advanced deep learning algorithms. Well, we want to see the ensemble deep learning. So I mean, is we are ensembling all those advanced deep learning algorithms, then we go for the predictions. Because if we see that if we are developing something advanced algorithm, so that those should be the better one, whatever available in the literature.
Thank you. One more question regarding brain age estimation. So you have mentioned two things. You are using EDL instead of EDL. So why did you choose EDL? Because you transformed before loading, right, in the EDL. So why was that decided?
Why EDL?
Instead of EDL, usually we use extract, transform, and load. But you had used EDL. You had mentioned EDL. Extract data. No, extract data and load for the pre-processing.
Okay, I mean, since it is the first work in the literature, because no one was looking at it, and when we started in 2022, so there were only 29 papers, okay, and all 29 papers are either relevant to those hyperplane based or randomized based. So we collect all those
evaluations, right? So this is the reason that we are not doing, for example, there were no paper in the literature for the ensemble deep learning. And later on we did for ensemble deep learning for drainage. Please look at our recent work. Okay. So that time we combined all those 29 papers and we see that different researchers are using hyperplane based or randomized based algorithm. So then our concern was that we need to see and do the comprehensive evaluation and see that which algorithm is going to perform well at what conditions. Right? So we have done all those possible way for hyperplane based or randomized based, and we have shown clearly that in that situation one can go for randomized based algorithm, and what those situations you can go for like hyperplane based. One of the most important reason here is if we are just using like for example SV, hyperplane based algorithm. Why we use it? So I'm talking in all my work that's explainability and healthcare. So SPM and all those models are fully explainable, right? We know that each steps, how we can easily see what is going on. So it is very helpful, especially for the doctors, to take the decision immediately. Okay, whatever you are doing, this is 100% correct. And this is theoretically correct and then numerically correct. So one can take decisions immediately. It does whatever you are doing, this is 100% correct. You can proceed.